time for another double shot. This time, we're going to give you the perspectives of two parents. I saw a story in the Today Show about what age is it appropriate to leave your kids home alone.
Boy, it's scary out there.
Ain't much better in here, kid.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine this also really means home with a sibling of a similar age, just not an adult with them. And they looked at the law, and each state has laws. Washington is one of the few that doesn't, but it does give a guideline from the Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services that says the age of 10. Don't leave anyone under the age of 10 home alone. And I was thinking 10 seems really young to leave someone home alone.
I had that same reaction.
Right?
10 seems very young. My oldest is about to turn 10. I wouldn't.
My oldest is about to turn 14. I only have one.
You only have one? Mm-hmm. Okay.
In human years, he's about to turn 14.
Is yours still pooping inside on the floor?
He never pooped inside. That was your kids who pooped inside.
Yeah.
Mine never did, but he did whine every time I would leave him home alone. He didn't want to be left alone. So what I would do is, you have to drug him up a little bit for the first month and a half was what I did with my son. I think that's what you did with your kids.
Well,
and then you wean them off slowly, and then they no longer cry.
And that's good parenting.
Because that's good parenting. Right, Bing Crosby?
That's right, Peter. And if your kids give you any lip, you can beat them with a sack of sweet Valencia oranges. They won't leave a bruise, and they'll let them know who's boss.
Yeah. He's a little bit bored because I don't let him do anything but like stay in the living room when I'm gone.
You also walk him around on a leash, right? You tether him to you.
Yeah, but
so he's not...
teachers do that with their students when they're out in the wild too.
Listen, if your kid, you don't want your kid running in traffic. I get it. Totally get it. Does he sleep? Does your kid sleep in a kennel?
No.
No.
Why would I put my kid in a kennel?
That's strange.
He sleeps in bed with me like any
normal kid. Yeah, that makes sense.
And he's going to do it until he's probably will do it until he's in his mid-30s, 40s.
Okay. Have you had your kid dewormed yet? That's something
you
have
never
to
had
do.
Worms.
But you have to do that early, right? You have to get that medicine early in. With
Is that why he keeps scratching his back?
That's why he's constantly sliding across on the floor. Yeah. Yeah. And I had already had to deal with that as a parent. So
what did you have to do? Did you roll up a newspaper and hit your kid over the face?
Yeah, shove their nose in it so they
No.
so they learn their lesson.
What age would you leave your kids home alone?
I'll let you know when we get there.
Right? I feel like
it's different with every kid.
Yeah. Because one could be more mature.
Yeah. Right now, I would say.
Or a nerd.
Yeah. Right now, now I'd say that it's probably looking to be 19 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know when I'm going to leave them. Well,
so it kind of depends. If you consider your kid to be cool, you don't want to leave them home alone. If your kid's a nerd with no friends, stay home alone. You trust the kid. I think that generally probably covers a lot of things. Yeah.
I think it does for most part. There's just a big part of it is you just don't want your kid to burn your house down or to hurt other siblings
or get hurt.
I mean,
or watch, Skinamax. That's what we used to do when we were kids.
Did you watch the fuzzy? Did you watch the fuzzy version?
Of course, is the best and only way to see.
Yeah, that's the same thing we did. Like if we toggled, because this is how old we are, you probably remember this. But if you toggled between
back and forth quick enough,
you can see,
maybe one frame.
The TV was so old that it was confused as to what was happening, and there would be like a black and white leg, and you'd be like, "Whoa, that's a sweet leg." I don't even know what I was looking at, but I was just happy that it wasn't like just dots.
Yeah, you don't even know if it was human.
Yeah, so that's the one thing kids don't really have to do anymore.
It's called the internet, which is probably another reason why you don't want them home alone.
You know what? That's actually a really good parenting trick. In the future, I think I'm just gonna shut off Wi-Fi at the house when I leave.
They still got their phones. Not your kid. You don't even barely use your phone. You can't figure it out.
No, I can't.
Well, there you go. We just solved
we solved parenting.
Actually, I was going to say that, but then I realized we didn't solve anything. We didn't come to a conclusion and basically said, it depends, which is what you come to talk show hosts for, to tell you, no, it depends. We'll see you next time. Hey, it's Jason Rantz here with Scott Rarucka from Legacy Group Capital. He's their CEO. So let's talk about someone who wants to invest in real estate. They don't quite know where to go, what to do, where to start, but they do know, obviously, that right now the market is really, really hot. So you're the place to do it. How do you help?
Yeah, so how we help is, we've been investing in the greater Seattle area for over 20 years, and we have a historical track record that we're super proud of. Double-digit returns, over time with no investor losses. And if you can find somebody else out there that's done that, you should probably talk to them. And how we really do it is we're lending on real estate, and we're also acquiring real estate and building it and developing it. All those things come out of a fund that people invest into. So there's lending and there's acquisition. And then we share in profits with all of our investors on both those activities. Jason, most people can't do that on their own. They're not going to go develop properties. They're not going to go be a bank and lend money. But they can jump in with us and they can be that developer and they can be that lender, but it's underneath our umbrella with a 20-year track record that's unparalleled to anything that you'll find out there. We've been told that we're one of the best kept secrets in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't want it to be a secret. I want everyone to know just about what it is you do. The Legacy Group Capital family of funds offer short-term 90-day investments at 7%. Longer-term investments, they've averaged double-digit returns. Just go to legacyg.com.